Oh boy, do I have a game to share with y'all today. And I really don't know where to begin with this because I'm only just coming down from the high that was playing Sea of Stars. Originally announced as a Kickstarter project back in March of 2020, Sea of Stars called to me immediately with its gorgeous 16-bit styled pixel art and Chrono Trigger-like gameplay, seemingly promising to scratch an itch I've had since the 90s. And oh my dog, did this game deliver. Not only did the Kickstarter obliterate its target, but Sea of Stars exceeded its first-year sales projections in a single week. This game has it all. The art, the story, the gameplay, all blended together in a package that feels both nostalgic and fresh for veterans of the genre, yet entirely approachable and even inviting for newcomers. I'll delve into all of these aspects and more in further detail, but if all you want to know is if this game is worth playing, then I'm sure you can tell by my candor that I certainly think so. But moving forward, I'll be avoiding narrative spoilers to the best of my ability, but we'll be including footage that will show regions and characters in the game up until a certain point that I feel is too spoilery for my taste. Sea of Stars is set in the same universe as Sabotage Studio's debut game, The Messenger, though the studio has emphasized that it can be enjoyed as a self-contained experience. While I haven't had the chance to play The Messenger yet, despite owning a physical copy, I absolutely fell in love with Sea of Stars, so I'm definitely planning to dive into The Messenger soon. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I'm an avid collector of physical games and tend to wait for a physical release when a game is released digitally. Luckily, Sea of Stars was available on Game Pass and PS Plus Extra on day one. Additionally, a physical release has been confirmed for 2024 through IM8bit, which I fully intend to purchase. But in the meantime, a multi-language physical copy is set to release in Japan this December, and I've already pre-ordered that one as well. So if anyone is interested, I've included a PlayAsia affiliate link in the description. Sea of Stars follows the story of Valere and Zale. Born on the winter and summer solstice respectively, these two young heroes can wield the forces of eclipse magic. Zale resonating with the power of solar magic, and Valere with lunar magic. This unique form of magic stands as the sole effective defense against the Dwellers, grotesque entities birthed by the powerful and sinister alchemist known as the Fleshmancer. After years of rigorous training at the Zenith Academy, a sort of seminary in the sky for molding solstice warriors, Valere and Zale venture forth into the world, accompanied by their childhood best friend, Garl. With an unwavering passion for the culinary arts and a heart of gold, Garl's loyalty and indomitable spirit consistently propel the team to reach new heights and overcome trials as a united front. Standing in opposition to the Solstice Warriors' mission to cleanse the world of the Fleshmancer's abominations is a cult devoted to the sinister alchemist, determined to resurrect the fallen Dweller of Strife. As our protagonists journey to new lands, they will extend their aid to those in need and forge new alliances in pursuit of ushering in a new era of peace. In addition to its captivating narrative, Sea of Stars' gameplay is highly reminiscent of Chrono Trigger. At the start of the game, players have the choice to use either Zale, a specialist in slashing attacks, or Valere, proficient in blunting attacks. However, this choice carries no long-term consequences since both characters are indispensable in your party, and you can effortlessly alter your party's order as needed. During combat, players can select one action per each active character's turn, with up to 3 active characters deployed at any given time. These actions include basic attacks, skills, combos, or items. Basic attacks can be enhanced by timing your input button to coincide with the attack's connection, granting your character an additional strike. Similarly, you can mitigate incoming damage by skillfully timing the input button during an opponent's attack. Employing basic attacks not only refills your magic or mana points, but also spills live mana onto the battlefield. I'll delve into the concept of live mana shortly, but first let's explore mana points, or MP. MP is consumed to execute skills, with each skill demanding a specific amount of MP. These skills typically deliver more substantial damage, encompass a broader range, or offer chances for character healing compared to basic attacks. In some cases, certain skills can even be chained by skillfully timing the input button, enabling them to strike multiple times in rapid succession. Live mana increases the effectiveness of your actions and infuses them with the associated magic of the active character. Up to 3 clusters of live mana can exist on the field simultaneously, and actions can be boosted with any available amount. Though striking enemies with a boosted attack will not generate additional live mana. As you engage in combat and land blows on your adversaries, your combo meter progressively fills up, enabling the use of combo attacks, where 2 characters collaborate to perform an action together. Employing combos and skills also contributes to charging the ultimate skill bar, indicated by a rainbow glow around the combo meter. Each character eventually unlocks access to an ultimate skill, triggering mesmerizing cinematic cutscenes and inflicting devastating damage. Above enemy units, you'll notice turn timers, indicating the remaining turns until their next action. When enemies are gearing up for a more powerful skill, blocks with symbols associated with different types of damage will appear beside their timers. To prevent these skills from triggering, players must use the corresponding damage type to break each lock before the skill activates. Conveniently, if you don't have an active character capable of dealing the required damage type, switching characters can be done with ease and without penalty. The gameplay on a whole blends some of the finest aspects of turn-based RPGs, while avoiding the inclusion of tedious elements, such as convoluted crafting systems or the need for excessive level grinding. Aside from equipable weapons, armor, and accessories with various bonus effects, the inventory primarily comprises food items, which can either be bought or cooked using foraged ingredients. These food items serve to restore health and MP, both in and out of combat, and in many ways is tied to the narrative, particularly concerning the tale of the warrior chef Garl. This focus on the core experience ensures that the gameplay and narrative consistently complement each other, resulting in an experience that is so much greater than the sum of its parts. The intertwining stories of the main cast are endlessly charming and genuinely captivating. Throughout my journey, I never found myself bored by dialogue or exposition, nor did I ever feel the urge to button mash or rush through any content just to get back into the action. The characters frequently injected humor into the narrative without breaking the immersion, often playfully poking fun at genre cliches while wholeheartedly embracing them. Each character's unique abilities served a distinct purpose, ensuring that none of them ever feel redundant or underutilized. And leveling up the characters is a hassle-free experience, as they all advance together as a team, eliminating the need to focus on a particular character for leveling purposes. In addition to seeing their base stats increase, players are presented with the opportunity to choose an additional bonus stat to enhance, adding depth to the character progression. The diverse regions, each with their own unique set of challenges, enemies, secrets, and inhabitants, enrich the lore and contribute to the overall world building that links Sabotage Studio's games. As players progress through the game, they'll unlock new tools that facilitate exploration and in some instances, influence the dynamics of combat. For instance, acquiring the Grapploo enables your party to grapple either enemies or specific grapple points. Grappling an enemy to initiate combat counts as a sneak attack, inflicting initial damage and dropping live mana, providing a strategic advantage at the outset of battle. In addition to impeccably executed standard RPG elements that one could expect, Sea of Stars presents players with an array of noteworthy features. These include animated cutscenes, a fantastic lineup of post-game content, and a means to tailor the gameplay experience through the use of relics. Acquired throughout the world, relics introduce a myriad of modifiers that can either increase or decrease the level of challenge through various means, providing players with added motivation to play a new game plus. To be completely honest, I have very little criticism to offer here. But if I really dig deep to find something I wasn't super stoked on, I could think of two aspects. First is that on occasion, I would come across items in the environment clearly intended to be used for puzzle solving, but was unable to find any method of activating them, leading me to scour an entire area only to realize I would have to return at a later time with new abilities. My second piece of criticism is pertaining to a minigame available to play in various taverns called Wheels. The game itself is admittedly well crafted, well considered, and well placed in the world. Minigames like this are not unusual in RPGs, but I'm just personally not a fan of them, so I can't really fault the game for this, since it's entirely optional unless you're aiming for the Platinum Trophy. In my previous video, I couldn't help but gush about Hyper Light Drifter, hailing it as a masterpiece and one of my all-time favorite games, setting a high bar for the future of indie games. Now, I confidently place Sea of Stars in that same revered category. Every aspect of this game is so lovingly crafted, deeply inspired, and just so damn enchanting, and is without question my game of the year. One of the Kickstarter stretch goals for this project, which was well exceeded, was a DLC story titled Throes of the Watchmaker. Personally, I don't even feel the need to speculate on what this story may include, as I wholeheartedly trust Sabotage Studio to deliver something amazing. But what do you guys think? Is there anything you'd like to see expanded on in the upcoming DLC? And if you're familiar with Sabotage Studio, what would you like to see them tackle next? Apart from potentially exploring a new genre, I think it would be cool to see them develop a licensed Zelda game in the style of Sea of Stars. The same way indie studio Brace Yourself Games created Cadence of Hyrule in their own signature style. Whatever their next endeavor is, I'm here for it. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you'll join me in the next one. I've been Punch and Funk. Keep it funky, fellas.